What's up? It's your boy Zero Brew coming back at you with another video. Again, about to go on vacation, need to put out a bunch of videos. So on my recording session today, we still have our Hydra key that we need to run. So I was gonna at least show kind of like what I'm getting out of my chest here. And again, we're able to one key Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard, and then I'll run my teams. I'll just show you my teams. Again, we have the insta run, so obviously you're not going to see like how the teams are going to perform or anything like that, but you can kind of see what the numbers that they are putting up.
Real quick, click the link in my description to get a free Karato as well as Annex, Ugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Player and Play on a PC and uninstall. Click the link in my description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Get an awesome start in Raid Shadow Legends with your free Karata Fox Hunter as well as 3 epic champions. Hit the link below and claim them today. I'll see you in the game. Woo!
This is chest number 1. By the way, I am not keeping any 5-star gear on my account that has speed, which by the way, I think we have a gear enhancement event going on. I hope we do. But I usually like to roll this. We got a double. Can we get a triple roll? We can. If you ever watch me stream this live and I roll gear, we do that on triple and especially quad rolls. But yeah, so, you know, epic pieces for me are kind of hit or miss. Hey, we got a double roll. Can we get a triple roll? No, wah, wah, wah. Like something like that I might roll. And again, we don't have any speed on this. And this is also where I'm at on the account is, well, honestly, we need to see kind of where we're getting with our speed. So meaning if I don't get speed as a substat, I'm at least rolling the gear just to kind of see kind of how it shakes out. And if we land double and triple rolls on some of these, they're worth keeping. Again, we got speed right here. Hopefully we can land speed, double roll. Nope, got a single roll. So we'll hold on to that piece for now. That's just kind of my mentality. Didn't mean to turn this into a gear item or kind of how I roll this gear, but when you get to a certain point you don't have enough room on your account, yeah, you're basically not keeping any crit damage, and it does have speed on it. But it's flat stats, so this piece is going to get thrown in the trash if we land those flat stats for us. We got a double. Can we get a triple roll, please? No, but we land the flat HP for something like this because it is crit damage and stone skin. We're going to try to get the triple right now. We got it. We got the triple roll. So triple roll speed, crit damage, gloves. Yeah, those are juicy. And then I would love to ascend those and see kind of what we get on that. So resistance, but it does have speed and good substats. Yeah, so flat stats you're not really wanting to keep in the game because we landed defense and HP and it still has speed on it. I'm not going to roll it past 8, but because it is resistance, typically you're going to want, and it's protection set, you're going to want to put this on a tankier, chunkier team member. So defense and HP here kind of would work out. Again, not the best piece in the world, and of course that one's out. But yeah, now I need to verify if we have a gear enhancement event going on. Hold on. Thank goodness we do have a gear enhancement event. Of course, we're trying to get the Titan points to get that 5-star soul for Thalon. We haven't missed any single one of them yet. So we'll probably go up and get this ancient shard or even this epic tome. Wish that was a legendary book, but beggars can't be choosers, right, chat? I don't know why I'm saying chat because I'm not streaming this or anything. I'm just so used to saying it. That's why I'm saying it. All right, so here we go. Yep, we're getting these rewards. And of course, we're expecting these to be a lot of 5-star pieces, which they are. So quickly sell those. Yeah, I didn't really expect to turn this into a gear rolling event or anything like that, but for those of you who don't know, stone skin and of course protection are some of the better pieces in the game, and I'm finding myself more and more using this stuff a lot. You know, stone skin for any of the arena champions is just really powerful. Speaking of that, we landed crit rate and crit damage. It potentially could go good on a defense-based nuker, but then we just landed that flat attack. So this piece is, it's trash. And I know you're thinking to yourself, why did he just do that after spending those resources? I did. It's fine. Again, who you can put that on? Defense up, crit rate, crit damage, and then flat attack. And again, we landed the flat attack here, even though it landed the speed. If we double roll the speed, we probably would keep that piece, but it's out. It's out. It's out. Flat boots, you're out. It does have speed, but flat defense. We double rolled resistance. Now, and then we, hold on, triple roll. Sorry. So we did land the resistance. So again, Auto protection piece, maybe resistance is something that we're trying to go for, so I would probably maybe keep this piece. The other thing you could potentially do is rework this piece. Anytime you land a triple roll, even if it's a flat stat, you could potentially rework that piece and it lands like triple roll speed or something like that. And again, when you're doing the top 3 pieces, meaning the weapon, the helmet, and the shield, those are the better ones because you know what your flat stat's going to be. It gets to be gambly when you are re-rolling, say this one, it could land flat attack and then it's not worth keeping at all, right? So it gets to be a little bit more of a gamble. I'm straight just selling this piece. There's no point in rolling that. It's all like crappy flat stats and it's the rarity. Same on this. It did have the big roll of crit rate. I could have potentially rolled that. And that's a 5-star piece, so you're out. All right, last chest here. Really expecting crappy pieces here with really bad, well, not really bad flat stats. So again, no attack, no defense on the flat stats. Oh, I lied. There is defense. I just now see that. So hopefully we don't land that. Ideally, in a perfect world, we quad roll this attack. So let's see. But this is a piece where I was saying, like, you wouldn't want to potentially re-roll this because it won't land speed. I'm going to take it up to 12 just to see if it lands at defense. It lands the HP. So really, we're looking at a double roll of flat HP, single roll of attack percentage, and a single roll of defense. But because these are speed boots, they're a little bit harder to come through. In Stone Skin, I'm actually going to keep this, but this is not ideal at all. But in fact, I think I was trying to land, I completely am out of free speed boots, Stone Skin speed boots, and I was looking for a free one to put on a champion because I needed to land a certain amount of speed. Let's see, and it needed to be Stone Skin set. So defense attack. It would go good on my Fellhound I just rebuilt. Yuck. We'll hold on to it for a minute. All right. So anyway, that's all we got for that. Now let's take a look at these teams. So this is the post the Hydra nerf. Now Kodos is our clan leader, and you can see the numbers he can kind of put up on his Nightmare, and that's his brutal and hard team. So let's take a look at each one of these. So we'll just start from the brutal and go down. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start hard. I said brutal and go down. I'm gonna start with hard, and we'll work our way up to the Nightmare. Because sometimes the Nightmare fails for me, and I want to make sure I conserve my keys. But hard and brutal typically work well for me, and this is my hard team here. So the White Queen Narcisse, which is really good. We've got Strength to add HP burns out there. Wukong for the debuff strip and block debuffs. And actually Krisk is out there, and he's got the 5-star Brimstone, but he's out there. And really the main thing on this one is Marishka and Ninja. And I don't know how I got so lucky to win the 6-star stole for Ninja. But again, I started my account after Ninja was in the game, and recently in the last year they gave everybody a second opportunity to get Ninja when most people thought Ninja was going to be out from their grasp, which I always thought that. We've got Crushing Rend on him. He's absolutely insane. And of course, for those of you who don't know, Marishka in her form 1, in fact, I'll probably just show it right here. Marishka in her form 1, her A1, she brings in an ally from the Shadowkin, and because Ninja's the only Shadowkin, it always brings in Ninja, and then Ninja's A1 also brings an attack down, and he just hits like a truck. So we're just going to run these on the autos, and hopefully, or say autos, the quick battles here, and just see kind of what damage we should put out. So it should be 400 plus. We did go the full turn here. As you can see, Ninja alone did 225,000 damage. Mikagi's only at 25. Krisk with 68, and a lot of that is from, by the way, he has Hex too. So a lot of that is from the Hex set that he has on. So it increases his damage output. We did 477 million damage total. Scrane coming in at 65, and Korra only at 5, and then Wukong at 85. Yeah, and so it's very interesting to see, again, Scrane coming in with the HP burns, that Chris can put out more damage. Again, that's going to be that Brimstone if it procs, which Brimstone in the Hydra fight really doesn't proc all that often like it would in the Clan Boss fight or other boss fights. But also, it's really mainly the Hex that he's got going on. And of course, he's in there to protect your team and keep them alive, especially squishy champions like Ninja as well. So there you go, 225 million damage. So this is what Mikage and Ninja can do against hard. This team prior to the nerf would have been 1.5 billion damage, if not more. But with the nerfs, and of course, we lost 500 turns It used to be 1,500 turns. Now it's 1,000 turns. So there you go. We're going to keep those results and then we'll move on to the next team here. I do have unique teams, meaning 18 unique champions on this, even though we have duplicate champions as well. So this is my brutal Kodos team. So we've got Faral that's coming in. So for those of you who don't know, Faral's passive. And then of course we've got Elva with a 9-piece protection set, but with 9-piece protection, she comes in, and Faral is also going to increase damage as well. Yeah, if allies are under 4 more debuffs, also increase their damage by 20%. So we're trying to keep the buffs up on our team. Of course, Elva's going to help us do that. Faral can help us do that. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. So Faral's helping to bring a multiplier on the damage. Elva is bringing it with the 9-piece of protection as well. And then Sulfurion's your burn activators. And then of course, Thor is your big smacker on this one. And we are using the attack up to help Thor do all his damage. So that's kind of the mentality behind this team. And of course, you got the Lydia bringing the decreased defense down and weaken. And of course, Taras just lays smack down. Notice he's not paired with Mariska on this. So we'll see what this team will do. I don't know. What do you think? Taras or Thor? How much damage difference are there going to be? Meaning who's going to do the most damage and what do you think? Let's see. Quick battle it up. Let's go the 1,000. We are going to go the 1,000. Here we go. Yeah, 400 million. Again, great on this one with the multiplier. So Taras, actually, for those of y'all who thought Thor would do more damage, actually Taras is coming in doing the more damage on this fight. Now again, that's probably because the way the mechanics work and they come up and they can't be damaged that first time, but Elva and Faral are helping to increase their damage. So the two of them together, and of course Lydia as well, right? Yeah, this team is just all about, so Farian's not even doing that much damage at 26 million. So this team is basically all about propping up the Thor and Taras to come in and do the damage. So that's just kind of how it's set up, and we kind of walked you through all of that. So Taras actually coming in doing more damage than the Thor, believe it or not. And by the way, Taras is set up with Soul Reap because I use him in Arena a lot. Now, if we put him in other blessings, he probably would do a lot more damage, kind of like the Thor out here. But there you go. I wonder if I've nerfed my Thor. I have to look at that real fast. Hold on. So you know what happened? I went and hit the home key and it didn't keep my key run because I wanted to go look. I was petrified because I honestly thought the Thor would do more damage personally. I don't ever analyze these now that these are set on auto. I didn't go, so I didn't keep the run. I'm such an idiot because that was a good run. And again, we got 3 more keys, so we're good from that perspective. I didn't keep the run. I hit home. And the reason why I did that is because I have been stripping good gear off certain champions. Like he's in a 6-piece Merciless. I know, for example, Rotos has extremely gotten nerfed because I had to put that on Seer so she could be guaranteed the nuke. So my best Merciless gear that was on Rotos went to Seer, for example. So I'm an idiot. So we're going to run this again. Let's see if we get similar numbers. We had 400 million as a total. Maybe we get more this time. Yeah, we got a little bit more, 414. So I guess no complaint. And how funny is that? So now Thor comes in and does more damage than the Taras. He did 182 to the 170. So it just goes to show you that the way they've done these Hydra teams. And honestly, this is what I thought the first result would be. And by the way, you can't see it, but I hit this button instead of keep the results, and that's what happened to me. But yeah, it's so interesting to see. So Furion did a little bit extra damage. I feel like Faral, Elva, and Lydia all have the same amount of damage. Maybe Sulfurion did extra a little bit, and Thor came in and did more damage. But that just shows you the RNG of the heads and when they pop up and who gets to go next and all that stuff. So yeah, 182, 170. We're gonna keep the results this time. Give me the spinny wheel of life to keep the results and not waste a key. Ta-da! All right, so that's all said and done. We're gonna go to the Nightmare. Now, I will say my Nightmare team is not 100% depending on the rotation, but here's what we're looking at, and I can't really show you because my big head's in the way. In fact, I'm gonna move myself to the other side of the screen. I'm gonna move myself to the other side of the screen so you can see kind of what we got going on. We got Acrizia, we got Necmo Super Bowl, aka Necmo Thar. Of course, we got the horse. We got Tunisia for the cleanses and whatnot. And we got Mariska setting up with the defense down, burns, hexes, all that. And we've got the provokes with the molly, right? So that's kind of what the different mechanics that you need. So in Acrizia, yeah, coming in doing damage too. And by the way, I got some really good gear on, of course, Marius and Acrizia as well. But yeah, Negmo, I think, is in a provoke set. I think he's in a provoke set. So between him and Molly, I said Hex. It is provoke. So I say that, now that I say that, I have to go look. Yeah, it is provoke. Okay. Because again, he would be a good champion to switch out for Faction Wars Hard. And that's the other thing that's annoying me a little bit about Faction Wars Hard is like, hey, well, you have to use Necmo and you have to land X amount of hexes or something like that. So you need to put him in a hex set. And so, you know, whenever you start swapping gear around, you got to make sure you swap it back. And that's kind of the problem that I'm having and why I'm so confused on everything. All right, here we go. Let me move myself back to the other side of the screen and you get to see the big juicy fight. Here we go. All right, so I guess who's going to do more damage? Is it going to be Marius or is it going to be Acrizia? Probably going to be Acrizia. We'll see who's going to do it. We've only got 2 keys. If this doesn't go 100%, we are going to get through to the end. There it is. 477 on this, so almost 500 million damage on this fight. Marius and Acrizia are at Acrizia all the way down the line. 179.6 from Acrizia, 178.5. They are literally 900,000 damage apart from each other on this. We got timely intervention on Marius, and we've got the, I think that's what, cruelty on the Acrizia. Either way, Michinaki, say his name 3 times fast. Michinaki comes in at 90, Molly 2.9, Tuana Rock 16. Necmo 7. Again, they're in there to support the nukers to go in and do the damage. But let me make sure I hit keep. And again, this is going to be 1.91 billion with the 4x multiplier on the team. So let me hit keep. Let me get the spinny wheel of life. So, and I'm just going to go straight to Hydra Clash because we've got more stuff to collect here. So we're currently now in first place. And by the way, it's only counting 2 of my keys. That last key has not run yet. You know, it takes them a minute to kind of get everything calculated. But we did just boost our team into first place. We're going to sell all these 5-star items here. So we started with gear. We're going to end with gear. Yep. Don't even keep the 5 stars. So attack ring. It's got defense and HP. I'm just going to upgrade this. Again, as protection. I'm just going to upgrade this just to see. We landed defense and HP and not the flat one. I would normally sell this. And that's really not a really good piece. You typically want, if anybody doesn't know this, you don't want your substat on your ring to match your primary stat here. So in this case, we didn't get that. That's just kind of the tip of the day. You typically want to keep that or have that. Love seeing the mythicals, hate seeing that they're 5 stars. All right, so this is what I mean by that. So defense and defense substat. So this is what you really want to double dip. But this is the 5 versus the 7. You really want to see that to be the 7. I'm gonna roll it to 8, just see what happens. Landed the flat attack. I'm just going to go ahead and sell that. Not a good piece. Not a good piece. And again, I am cutting this with a fine razor blade, just because we don't have a lot of room on the account. All right, so mythical ring, protection piece. It is an attack ring. We do have the attack substat, and it is the 7%, so that's great. Ideally, it would be the mythical roll as well, but this could be really, really good. Obviously, when we go to roll this, we don't want to roll the flat HP. Anything else will be gravy. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and take it up to 12. Let's just see what happens for the triple roll. Okay, so perfect. We landed 2 of the attacks. I'm actually going to go ahead and take this to 16 just to see, which we have to do this anyway because we have the enhancement gear request. So again, not 100% the most ideal. Technically, that's a triple roll of defense because you get the extra roll from the mythical piece, right? But not too terribly bad, right? It's a protection ring. It is an attack-based ring. We landed the double roll of attack, which we've got 18% attack on that. And then it did land 2 rolls into the mythical stat as well, which equates to 3 rolls, which again, not terribly too bad. Something like this, you know, obviously attack and defense. But I've gotten to the point now where it's like, I don't mind having a little bit of defense on my attack-based nukers. In a perfect world, this is a penta roll or a quad roll of attack. And then, you know, you could potentially re-roll this. Not the best ring, not a bad ring. We got speed on the banner. It is 6 stars. Let's see what we can get. We want to land the speed here. We did not land the speed. It is an attack-based banner, and we landed attack on the substat. Still has speed. We did not land that flat. Defense landed flat HP. So not the best banner in the world, but so if I were ranking these like 1 through 5, right, I would say this banner's like a 3, but good enough to keep. And then this ring might be like a 5 or a 6. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to keep them because, again, that stone skin and protection, I'm using more and more of it out there, and I do need those filler pieces to come in on those champions. In fact, you know what's funny is, and I showed this in another video, but I built the Thalen. I'm going to rebuild him. I don't like his build. We're going to put him in like Merciless set or something like that. But it actually queued up for the stats I was trying to hit on the optimizer. A 5-piece protection set, right? And so honestly, that ring that we just rolled out, it may not be a dwarf ring, but that ring, because again, that's what you get with the rings. It's definitely not a dwarf ring. But that ring that we rolled actually would be really good on a replacement ring for this dude. Yeah, I don't know. I got to rebuild this dude. Anyway, that being said, that's just kind of it for Hydra. Oh, and let me do one final look-see through on the Hydra for the clan. So we are now 20.58 billion. Your boys here, Brew. Again, our clan leader is the man, the myth, the legend. We are only, what, 800,000 short, or 800 million short. So he's almost at 5 billion and I'm at 4.1 billion on the total damage. Here's our total run. So Nightmare came in at 1.91 billion. Those are the stats again on that one. 477 was the total run. Our Brutal Key, which we ended up getting a little bit more points on this because we reran it by accident. But yeah, you see the multipliers on that. And then the Hard with the lesser multipliers. But again, we put up 4.77. Back in the day when we could do like 1.5 billion and we got the double multiplier. This alone used to be 3 billion points, which was fantastic. But yeah, so there's your total stats. I came in second for the clan. Those are my teams. That's who I'm running. Kind of talked about some of the breakdowns of those. If you like this and you want to see a better breakdown of any of those teams, please just say so in the comments. We'll do another video in the future if this gets traction. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show this. I had the keys. I needed to record the video. I'm out on vacation for the next week. Much love to each and every one of y'all, and I'll holler at you next time. Zero Brew out. Bye.